Hey everyone, it's Brendan with the Pkwy Auto Group. Today we're going to be reviewing with you the Mustang. What they call it now is the Mustang Mach-E. Slightly controversial from the Mustang true enthusiast fans. But what we have behind us here and what we're reviewing today is what I believe is a spectacular car that delivers everything from a sporty drive to a efficient drive being an EV, and a vehicle that looks good. Let's check it out. Thank you for checking out our video today. For more information, or if you're in the market for a new or pre-owned vehicle, click the link at the bottom of our description and I will reach out to you personally to make sure you're looked after for your next new or pre-owned vehicle acquisition. So what we have here is a 2024 Mustang Mach-E Premium Edition. The Mustang Mach-E offers approximately 410 kilometers of real-world range. I've had the pleasure of being able to live with one for the past 30 days, and although our cold climate right now does impact the battery life and the distance that you can travel, at the start of each day I've been able to maintain 410 kilometers of range on a full charge, and in actual real-world driving I tend to be getting between 370 to 380 on a full charge. That's at home with a level 2 plugged in overnight. And I want to just add that here in Southern Ontario, charging a vehicle like this on off-peak hours, typically from 7 p.m. onwards till 7 in the morning, on a 30-day overall electricity bill, it's between $30 to $40 it's added to my at-home personal charge driving a vehicle like this. And for many of you that are driving vehicles of this size in the mid-size SUV or crossover, that is a very, very low amount in comparison to a vehicle if it had a naturally aspirated combustion gasoline engine that you might be paying upwards of $300 or $400 a month. So let's check it out and let us know what you think in the comments below. So looking here at the front end, the thing that I appreciate the most of this car is the front, how it looks very much like the Mustang two-door pony car that we all love. It's got this beautiful angular designed hood, lovely fascia in the front here with those muscular eyebrow styled headlights, and the LED lights that come in here look fantastic. Down the side here we've got all of our little sensors and sonar systems on the vehicle to help with parking. I love what they've done here. This gray finish that we have on this here is almost like a pastel, but they've done the wheel extender outside inserts to be a gloss black, so it just gives it a much more elegant design to it. The car here that we have sitting in our showroom right now is equipped with winter tires, as it is the winter time right now. This one does come with 2 sets of rubber for its next owner. So I love what they've done here with this particular color in the gray, but I really appreciate how the contrast is between this paint finish to the gloss black that we have around the wheel wells, along the roof line in the gloss black, and then along the window trim as well. Kudos to Ford with the design with this. We see a lot of vehicles now where they've done chrome around the outside windows. I like how they've kept it very simple here, and it's really 2 tones in between, whether it's the black in the roof, the black along the windows here, or the black at the very bottom here around the wheel wells. They've just kept it very simple that way, and I think it's a good touch. My only concern with this gloss black might be with longevity, being that it's not like a rugged black plastic. If this would show wear and tear, whether it gets scratched or a buggy or shopping cart in that busy Costco parking lot, if this would age not to the best of its ability. But let us know what your thoughts are. Do you think they did a good job with this, or would you have preferred them, if you own a Mustang Mach-E right now, to do a more coarse finish on the wheel well finishes here? Let us know. Let's check out the back here. Famous rear end, I think we can say. Everybody knows the rear end of this. We've all been behind that Mustang before, or this Mach-E, with those beautiful lights, and they do have the very fancy turn indicators as well. So if you're turning left or right, of course, it's got that beautiful finish to it here that we all know with the Mustang vehicles. We've got that beautiful logo at the back here. So the finish on this one here is called Glacier Gray Metallic Finish, and obviously it has the gloss black accents to it. Let's check out the rear of the vehicle. I love those sequential lights here. Lots of room in the back. We've got a privacy cover for those that don't want to have the rear window tinted. This one does have it. Cover for any of the belongings down below. I love how with this particular vehicle, the floor is high, so it's easy if you have belongings in a shopping cart or hockey bags, or if you're an avid golfer. If If you have any of that stuff getting into the back of the vehicle, it's quite easy. And then you do have a 12-volt plug-in here in the back of the vehicle. This one does come with the upgraded audio system. Sounds phenomenal. We'll get into that shortly, so that we've got that rear speaker in the back here. And then we can also turn on lights for the back here, and both seats either drop in a 60-40 split. So the one thing that caught me off guard when I first went to drive one of these vehicles was, how do I get in the vehicle? And I won't get into my younger days where I had a vehicle with door poppers. We won't talk about that on this channel right now. Really interesting technology. So there's a little button here at the very bottom on the Mach-E that allows you to open and to get into the vehicle. And then there's a little handle here that allows you to get in as well. When I first saw this on previous Mach-Es, I thought that someone that had owned the vehicle previously had added this on to help be able to open the door. I've come to learn that that wasn't the case, and this is how every Mach-E is designed from the factory. And I believe, no different than the rear of the vehicle, that they've done this because it just gives a very modern and sleek design, which it does look fantastic. And then of course, Ford has the key pass system here as well, where we can just punch in a code if we didn't have the key with us. Another great feature that these vehicles do have is it allows you to connect your iPhone or Android device to the car, so you don't actually need to keep a physical key with you to get in and out of the vehicle, as it'll just recognize from Bluetooth connectivity that you've got your phone with you to unlock, remote start it, or to drive away with the vehicle without the key. So great job to that. Let's hop in and get some thoughts on what we think of the interior of the Mustang Mach-E. So getting into the Mustang Mach-E, it feels very similar to that of like the Model Y from Tesla or Model 3, where everything runs through this beautiful screen. At first, getting in the vehicle, it's quite overwhelming when you're driving other vehicles where you have the traditional buttons on the dash like most vehicles. Having lived with this for a little while now, the functionality is great. Everything that you need is here. My only beef with this system is when you want to adjust the climate control inside, it's the same button that you have to use for the volume control. There is a bit of a lag getting between those two systems. Other than that, everything works really well. So starting looking at the left-hand side here, I love the driver position for when you're resting your left arm here. We've got memory seats. We can unlock, of course, the doors from here. We've got our power folding mirrors that come in, bring the vehicle in. Of course, our power windows. Looking over here, we've got all of our wiper buttons on the one side. We've got our cruise control with it'll keep the distance between us and the vehicle in front of us. How we want to preset that, we can set that up in the car. Our Bluetooth volume controls, and that lovely thick heated steering wheel that comes on the Mach-E. With this beautiful screen, we can navigate through, as I said, our fan controls down here at the very bottom. And if you want to switch it back to the audio on the vehicle, we just have to push this button here that takes a minute to load. And now we have to just play with it. And now the fan's too high, we have to go back. This is my only thing that I don't like with the car. Like anything, we're all going to get into a vehicle that we love things about it, and then we find things that we don't love. That would be my only thing. It's sporty, it's quiet, it has a ton of power. The one thing I want to talk about when driving the vehicle is there's 3 different drive modes. Right now the vehicle's set to be in Engage. There's also a Whisper and a Unbridled. The difference between those is the Whisper is a very soft, quiet, not as responsive drive, but more of if you're going to be commuting in the city and not on that gas pedal or throttle as much. The Engage is kind of in the middle between Whisper and Unbridled. Unbridled, it'll pump sound through the speakers of the car and make it sound like you're driving a Mustang pony car with a naturally aspirated V8 or V6 engine. So neat feature. They've kind of kept that heritage of what a Mustang is into an EV. And some people aren't going to be big fans of that, but I think it's kind of a neat thing and offers a bit of a balance between having that EV car and sacrificing maybe that sound, but getting the benefit of the fuel savings. Again, everything running through this screen. Down below here, we've got wireless charging. We've got our USB and USB-C connectivity down below. We've got good sized cup holders here. So if you have a Stanley or that Yeti mug, we can get that down below and have zero issue with that. Everything here, we have got a little turn indicator knob. If we want to go into drive, park, or reverse, we just spin that around. A electric parking brake. We've got our parking sensor systems, and then of course our 4 ways down below. Everything is all in one spot. Lovely armrest. It is adjustable, so you can actually leave it up if you don't want to have anything in that spot. And then there's a large compartment down below with a 12-volt plug-in if there's something you want to charge on a longer duration, and we can close that back up to keep all those belongings safe and secure down below. The one thing I really appreciate with this, we don't really see the benefit of it right now sitting inside, but when we're sitting outside, we have a gorgeous fixed panel moonroof above us that offers a ton of light coming through, but it's not too much in the sense because from the factory, they do tint this vehicle in the panoramic roof itself. It doesn't allow too much light to come through where it cause any kind of UV issues, but it is nice to really brighten up this cabin space inside and make it inviting for those passengers either sitting in the front or in the rear of the vehicle. Let us know in your thoughts below. Do you like vehicles like this that offer almost like a skylight, or would you have preferred that Ford or other vehicles, if you have, would have put a cover that you can actually close that off? Let us know in the comments below. We'd like to hear your thoughts. One thing I'll talk about here, this might be one of the smallest cluster display instrument panels in front. Now, the argument to be made here is to compensate for that, they have this beautiful tablet-like design here over in the middle. What do you guys think? This is quite small. I haven't seen anything quite this small. I have seen vehicles where there's nothing there. So I mean, it does show the range, how many kilometers we have till the vehicle does need to be recharged. It'll give us some information for driver alerts if there's a car on either side of us. And then it'll give us information on obviously our speed and what gear we're in, if we're in reverse, neutral, or drive, or of course park. But let us know, what do you guys think? Do you have a Mach-E right now, or are you looking at a Mach-E? Do you drive a Tesla or any other manufacturer that produces EVs? Is that why you're checking this out? Let us know. Your opinion matters to us. At our store, we have multiple variations of different makes and models in EVs. We do very well with them. And what a better time right now than to buy an EV. What we're seeing is the cost of living, the cost of vehicles on new vehicles has exponentially increased since COVID times. And what we're finding is for vehicles like this that are 1 or 2 years old, they have some significant depreciation that makes it very intriguing for someone that hasn't looked at an EV vehicle before to give one of these a look. Let us know. Let's hop out and let's get our final thoughts on what we think of the Mustang Mach-E. All right, so looking at the side of the vehicle here, the one thing I want to talk about, every electric vehicle we've experienced has a different location for the EV charger port. The Mustang Mach-E has it on the driver's side front fender. I personally am a big fan of where it's located. Some vehicles have them on the rear, some of them have them on the driver or passenger side. I like where this is. You pull into your driveway or you pull into your garage and it's right there. So the one thing that I've had to make sure of is when driving this is that the front of the vehicle or the nose of the vehicle is right by the charger part at home. The ease of that definitely most certainly helps with the ownership, I could see, for someone that's going to be looking at potentially owning one of these vehicles. One thing I want to talk about here is, so it does allow you to bring in a level 2 charger, and typically from a dead battery to a full charge will take anywhere between 7 to 9 hours. That I have found at home, but it does allow you to have a DC quick charger where it'll take the battery on this vehicle from 10% to 80% in approximately 20 minutes. That is very fast for a vehicle like this. And now since some of the supercharger networks with Tesla have been opened up, you can also get an adapter for this vehicle and take it to a Tesla supercharger and have the vehicle charged there if you're on a road trip or if you're on a destination further from home than you normally would on a normal day-to-day. Living with this vehicle over the past 30 days, my commute to work, approximately 30 kilometers each way, brings the battery life down from around 400 kilometers down to about 310 or 320 by the time I get home, and that's running the heat, the music playing, the fans, and then any of the climate that obviously we're dealing with outside. And I could probably drive 3 or 4 days before I actually needed to actually plug the vehicle in. But I find that most people that are living with EVs that I see in my neighborhood tend to plug them in every night. So let us know what you guys do. Is this something that everyone does that has an EV, so it's always like a full tank of gas at the end of each day? Or do you wait a few days before you plug it back in again? So that's a wrap for the Mustang Mach-E. Let us know in the comments below, is this the vehicle next on your list? Or is there another EV vehicle that you're looking at that you might give some preferential treatment to? Here at our location, we've had the Mustang Mach-E, Hyundai Ioniqs, the Nissan Leaf, the Nissan Ariya, the Tesla products, and many others. This one here, I've truly grown very fond of based on probably its exterior design. I love the way this vehicle looks, and it's a little sportier than everything else that's out there on the market today. I love the functionality that if you want to plug into a fast charger, you can do so. If you want to take it to a Tesla network, you have that capability of doing as well. Let us know your thoughts. For more videos like this, check us out at Pkwy Nissan. If you can hit that like and subscribe button, we greatly appreciate it as we release new videos like this every week. For more content, check us out and we'll see you on the next video.